If you up, smash that button, like button. I am your host, your boy Blue, coming to you straight from the stack. Hayward, smoking out fam with that stinky icky. Once again, we're back at it. On my far left is the oldest ninja in the world, Old Ninja.
They call me Mr. Tibbs.
And mix it up on the ones and twos, chucking them out on threes and fours is Kronos.
The next variant is going to be Hot Rod, because that should be Unicron. I mean, wait, Omicron or something. Definitely a Transformer of some sort.
Trip to knock.
Just saying. They're immune.
Trip to knock. Or Galvatron. Galvatron's the next one.
All right, guys, we're back up in this Wednesday. It's 8:40, a little CP time, but we're back at it again. The world's still out there being crazy, but I know Kronos, you usually got some stats for us.
I do have the stats. The listener of the week would be Funky_ZH. Thank you very much for listening. We definitely appreciate it. First in the chat is nobody so far, but sometimes my shit doesn't work correctly when we do this. So somebody could be in there.
Right now.
I just can't see you. All right.
Casper's in there.
Yeah. So we're back. We got some serious RIPs. Unfortunately, again.
Oh, we do.
People don't stop dying, but
hard
also
hitters,
people seem to forget that they don't live forever. So there's that. We're gonna die, especially when you're in your 90s and shit. You know, nobody makes it out of here alive.
Indeed. Nobody gets out of. No free lunches or whatever.
Well, hold on. Actually, before the RIPs, can we talk about? Old Ninja? Like what people are seeing.
What did you say? You kind of broke up a little bit there for us.
Oh, I broke up? Can we talk about what happened to Old Ninja? Because people are watching the podcast.
Oh, yeah, man.
I'll be wondering.
Yes.
Oh,
so
what
podcast live? Got a bandage, big.
So if you're listening to this via audio and you're in the future, or if you're listening to this in the future, like tomorrow or 2 years from now. So I haven't been feeling good the past week or so. So apparently I tested positive for COVID. So I've been bedridden the last few days, but yesterday I didn't really eat and we had the heat up pretty high. So I went up to turn the heat off, but I kind of didn't make it because I kind of blacked out and hit the wall. So I have this gash on my head. So I keep this patch on it to get enough air through it, but to keep it from bleeding. It's the only patch that fits. I mean, a regular Band-Aid would work, but it catches onto the eyebrow and it won't stick as good. So I just got a bigger patch.
Did you need
That's
stitches,
why I have a patch. No, I don't need stitches.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Because I was asking, I had someone take care of it and they were patching it up for me. I'm like, does it look like it needs stitches? And when you look at it, yeah, it doesn't need stitches. There's no way to stitch it.
So you got Mercy on your side? She helped you out?
Shallow.
I'll probably have it'll be an interesting wound or scar.
Wait, do you have a med kit?
Yeah,
buy one from the supply box.
Yeah,
BTB reference.
We actually had the med kit on hand. So I had my roommate. He had a med kit and he did everything, patched everything up.
Yeah, but I hope he had enough copper for that.
If you don't know what Blue's talking about, he's making references to Back for Blood.
Yeah,
That's what you need to do. Get yourself upright. You got to get your teammates to get you back up. It was literally just like that. Like when you're down, he basically patched me up and I was up and ready to start shooting again.
Okay.
I just needed more. But yeah, I needed a patch to cover it.
So you mentioned that you tested positive for the Rona.
Mm-hmm.
You have what side effects are you having?
So to preface this, I used a at-home test, but I also went to a free clinic or one of their makeshift clinics. So the makeshift spot, I went to get tested a week ago today, and I still don't have the results. And there's no way for me to contact them. They emailed me, but I can't email them hey, where are my results? Because it says on the thing I would get returns between 3 and 5 days, and I've gotten nothing. So
yeah,
oh, go ahead.
Actually, do you know if the test is from Color, like the company Color?
No, it's not from. No, it's not from the company Color. It's their name starts with a Q.
QAnon.
No, that's not a company. It's totally dangerous, and you should probably distance yourself from them. Just saying. But yeah, I got a take-home test. The test actually comes with 2 tests. You're supposed to test yourself twice in a 24-hour period. So I tested myself once today, so it came back positive. So I got to test myself tomorrow afternoon, see if I get the same result, I guess. So, but I got to self-quarantine within the house and away from work for like 5 days. So
that's crazy. Yeah, because I know right now it's like hard to get those those test kits.
Yeah, so the test kits, the people from that I live with, they knew the restock day. So they went at the time of the restock, and there was just a ton of people there, and it was gone within minutes. So, and then like ordering from Amazon takes like a while too, apparently, trying to get an at-home test. So we managed to get at-home tests. So each kit had 2 tests. I don't know how the other ones are. So far I tested positive.
The company I work for, they have take-home kits that you can use, and you just like submit or whatever. It's by the company Color, and right now, like their thing says like a 2-day turnaround, but when you check out their Twitter, they're talking about how they're having system issues and like it's taking longer, and like people talking about like it's been like almost 2 weeks and I still haven't got my results. It's like, dude, the Rona will be over by the time you get your results. Like,
I know, right? You'll be through it. You'll be through it already. And you're like, well, I took it at this time and I probably had it, but now I'm out of it. So now I get to get retested. So it's kind of a pain in the ass. So.
Yeah, that Omarion coming out for Omicron.
Omarion?
Dude, dancing and shit, singing. Goddamn.
It's funny. There's like,
can you imagine like if you got Omicron? It's just like Omarion songs like 24 hours. You're just like, fuck, I fucking
earworm. Just can't stop listening to it.
Then it turns into Batman.
What's funny? Somebody made a video where Morion's like dancing next to a girl like it's one of his videos, and then he gets close to her, and then all of a sudden she like her clothes changed. It was the same thing he was wearing with some Timbs on. So they're both dancing. They run to another person, and then like they touch him, and then all of a sudden he's got a T-shirt and jeans on with Timbs, and they're all dancing, and they just keep on like touching people, and it just keeps on spreading. It was very cleverly made.
That's fucking terrible.
Yeah, man, that Rona it's coming for everybody. Like we've been lucky to like go so long without having like anybody come in contact with it, but like this is the closest it's been to like our doorstep.
Oh no, it basically busted through my house. So it kicked in the front door and punched a couple people in the face. So yeah, but right now I'm feeling better. It's mainly because I haven't really been eating, because I haven't felt like eating, so that's been a drawback. So, but I'm trying to do a lot of fluids, drinking electrolytes. I got me some vitamin C's here. I got me this once a day vitamin C tablets. This is 1,000 milligrams. So
you're not drinking bleach, right? Like the former president said.
No, you're supposed to inject the bleach. You're not supposed to drink it. They fuck up your esophagus if you drink it. Got to inject that shit.
Just to die instantly, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna get me some. I'm gonna get me some ivermectin. Drink that shit. It's gonna be.
You gonna stick some light up your butt?
Light? I don't need to. I don't do anal testing. What the fuck?
No, that's what he talked. That's another one of the things he suggested. Like using like light therapy or some stuff, and like. Yeah, I think it goes in your rectum.
Well, the funny thing is there is no such thing as light therapy, but it definitely doesn't work with the Rona. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get to the RPs.
Right. Yeah, RPs. We're gonna pour some out. We imported out some old English, I guess, here for our dearly departed. First off, I'm gonna start with Bob Saget. He played the quintessential family man and father in the hit TV show Full House from 1987 to 1995. Wasn't aware that show ran that long. But in 1999, he also began hosting the America's Funniest Home Videos. And he worked on that. Yeah, and he worked on that show as well as Full House until he left the hosting AFD or AFHV in 97, but he returned to host an hour-long 20th anniversary in 2009. He basically played the same father role in the show Raising Dad, which starred Kat Dennings, Brie Larson, and Jerry Adler. He was the narrator on CBS's show How I Met Your Mother. And he directed Dirty Work, which starred Norm Macdonald, R.I.P., and Artie Lang. He had a cameo in the film Half Baked as a cocaine addict. If you didn't know, that was part of Blue's intro.
Yeah.
Despite his clean-cut roles in TV, Saget was a pretty raunchy guy, especially in his stand-up comedy, which he toured around the country. His Comedy Central roasts are held as amazing, raunchy fun. His 2014 comedy album was nominated for a Grammy. The Orlando Sheriff's Department and the fire department responded to the Ritz-Carlton Hotel where he was staying after the hotel security have found him in his room, but the circumstances of his death are still unclear. However, foul play and drug use have been ruled out by the police department. He was 65. He also has an upcoming movie called Killing Daniel, which does not have a set release date. There you go.
It's really funny. Like he did the voice of he did the narration on How I Met Your Mother, but the age difference between him and the guy he was doing the voice narration for, I think it was like 3 or 4 years. Like
3 or 4 years. I'm pretty sure he's way older than the guy.
No,
because
let me look it up real quick.
Yeah, it's about the guy Toby, I think his name, or Thomas or something. He plays the older. He's like the older version of the kid because he's in his 40s in the show, isn't he?
Well, no, like the actor. So Josh Tadner plays Ted Mosby, and he is currently 47. So now he's older. Never mind.
Yeah, he's almost 20 years older.
Yeah, never mind. Not that much older. I mean, he's very older.
Yeah, he's almost a whole 2 decades older. Next up, we have Sidney Poitier. Sidney Poitier, born in Florida, but was raised on Cat Island in the Bahamas. So he's credited as the first African-American and first Bahamian to win the Academy Award for Best Actor. He's also won 2 Golden Globes, a Grammy for Best Spoken Word Album, and I'll mention some other awards later. For the young adults who have no idea who he is, he was basically the 1950s and 1960s the Denzel Washington. He was definitely Hollywood's first black superstar. Many of his best-known films explored racial tensions as Americans were grappling with social changes wrought by the Civil Rights Movement. In 1967 alone, he appeared as the Philadelphia detective fighting bigotry in small-town Mississippi in the heat of the night, and a doctor who wins over his white fiance's skeptical parents in Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. He started out as an understudy for Harry Belafonte on Broadway, which got him Hollywood recognition. He showed that black people, and black men especially, could be more than just laborers, but doctors, lawyers, and detectives on TV to the homes of white America. In 1967, Poitier was commanding $1 million a movie, which was huge back then. And the filmmakers weren't sure they could afford him, so they struck a deal to pay the actor scale, the minimum legal amount, in exchange for a percentage of the movie's box office grosses. So, although common in Hollywood today, it was a radical idea at the time. To Sir with Love was a financial hit, giving him a huge payday due to this deal. When Guess Who's Coming to Dinner came out that same year, which featured an interracial marriage, it was still illegal in 17 states, mostly southern states, until June 12th, 1967, 6 months before the film was released. He would go on to direct movies such as the Richard Pryor, Gene Wilder Stir Crazy. He played Mandela in a TV film. He was also on the board of directors of the Walt Disney Company from 1995 to 2003. He was named an honorary Knight Commander of the Order of the British Empire by Queen Elizabeth II in 1974, and he was the ambassador of the Bahamas to Japan and the ambassador of the Bahamas to the UNESCO, or the UNSCO. He is the recipient of the Presidential Medal of Freedom by Barack Obama in 2009. He died at his home at the age of 94.
Wait, did you say he was knighted by the Queen Elizabeth?
Yes, he has a honorary Knight Commander.
So does that make him a
he's a knight?
sir.
A sir. Also, I guess he holds the title, but it's not Sir Sidney Poitier. But I guess some people refer to him as Sir Sidney Poitier. But he actually has a separate title. Give me 1 second. It's whatever. Oh, KBE, which is the Knights British Empire. Whatever. Most excellent order of the British Empire. There you go.
It's crazy, man. This is like the second celebrity that had like kind of an impact in Hollywood as far as like black people go, because we had like Betty White, who passed away, where she had her show where she had an African American guy on there, and like, you know, she was trying to make changes in how people view things.
She made changes on a lot of things, and she wasn't afraid of roles. She wasn't afraid of roles that like skated on racial taboos. Like, we were watching Bringing Down the House. She plays like the old, like, waspy kind of neighbor. One of the best lines in the film is because Steve Martin and Queen Latifah, he like hides Queen Latifah. Betty White comes out and says, "Are you okay? I thought I heard Negro." That's like the best line in the film. I couldn't believe how fucking hilarious that was. But
every time I think of Sidney Poitier, I know I talked about this in the chat, but I think about that movie with Will Smith called 6 Degrees of Separation, where he plays a con man who says that he's Sidney Poitier's son. And that's,
it's not just he was conning dudes' booties, is what he was doing the whole movie.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a scene in there that's funny.
There's a lot of scenes that are kind of funny.
But so he's the movie's hella old, spoiler alert. But yeah, there's a scene where he's getting, I don't remember if he was getting like butt movement or if he was like taking some deep or some cocaine.
I haven't watched it in a long time, so
yeah, it's been a minute. It's a good film. All right.
Yeah, it's so quick. Sorry, so segue. So when Will Smith in his book, he talked about doing that movie, and that was kind of his first movie, and he mentioned how he got into doing like method acting, but he did method acting, but he didn't know how to turn it off. So his whole personality became that character, and actually had like an impact on his first marriage. Like he just kept on like acting the same, and still kind of had like the same swagger and all this stuff. And like he literally had to hire his friends to come back up from Philly to bring back Will Smith. Like even when he was doing the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like they had to cut some of his lines because he wasn't Will Smith anymore. He was the character from the movie. I can't think of what his name is, but yeah, it's that. We just talk about that. That shit was kind of crazy. I think it's like season 3. Like Will doesn't have that many lines because of that whole method acting he did.
Huh.
Holy shit! This movie's based off of a real life story. It's based off of a real con man named David Hampton. Holy shit!
I did not know that.
That is wild. And the picture of the guy looks like he could be related to Will Smith. It's so wild. That's wild. Yeah, I didn't know this was based on real life, but yeah.
Where are we going first?
There's a lot to talk about. I mean, have everybody seen the Book of Boba Fett?
I have not,
yes.
Unfortunately, because I fucking forgot that was still going on. I finished watching The Witcher and some other shows, and Cobra Kai, and
you finished Cobra Kai?
Yeah, I finished Cobra Kai.
Yeah, I finished it too.
See, I did reverse. I finished Witcher, but I haven't finished Cobra Kai. But I've been watching Boba Fett.
You guys want to go and talk about Witcher? I haven't watched any of the new season yet.
What?
Of Cobra Kai or The Witcher?
No, it's funny because right now, okay, two of us have seen all of Cobra Kai, one hasn't. Two of us have seen Boba Fett, one hasn't. Yeah, two of you guys finished The Witcher, one hasn't. Like we're all like,
well,
it's like a fucking stalemate.
Well, then fuck all those for right now. Let's talk about the.
No,
I don't want to spoil it for.
We can go. We're talking about. I was gonna say we're talking about Will Smith. Have y'all seen the Bel Air trailer?
That's what I was gonna suggest as well. So yeah.
Okay.
What did you guys think?
I thought it was good. Like I actually was like, God, this can't live up to like the original, but it's more modernized. Like it's it takes place in like real world instead of just like on a set. Like that's the appearance it gives. But yeah, they just they kind of modernize it, like the whole thing with Will and like the basketball court. In the original one, he was playing b-ball outside of school with a couple of guys that were up to no good. So big trouble in the neighborhood, right? But yeah, he gets in the fight, blah blah blah. He ends up in L.A. But this one, like like he pulls a gun, like a gun is pulled, and like he shoots at the sky or whatever, and like he's actually in real fucking trouble. So like he moves down to L.A. But like some of the characters are different too. Like Carlton is more, I guess I want to say he's he's not like Carlton. Like he doesn't have like he's not like I don't want to say whitewash, but like he's not like kind of preppy. I didn't get that impression. He's more kind of laid back or whatever. But Ashley and Vivian, not Vivian, Ashley and what's her name? What's the older sister's name? Hillary. Yeah, like they definitely like they kept the skin tone kind of the same across the board. Like with Hillary, she's a little bit lighter on the skin tone, where Ashley was a little bit darker. But then we got Uncle Phil, who was kind of cool. Like he isn't a big fat guy, but he's like he's kind of a badass, it seems like. But what did you guys think? I don't want to talk too much on it because I love the trailer. I can't wait for this to come out.
Yeah, I actually I enjoyed it. I didn't have any real expectations like coming in and watching it, but it looked really good. I like the way that they modernized it, and I like that they're doing something that they couldn't have done in the '90s. So you couldn't have made that style of show in the '90s, and even like back in the '90s, like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like they pushed the envelope as far as like some social issues on certain episodes, like kind of hard, but then they went back to like kind of being funny afterwards. And this one, it seems like it's more dramatic, and I think that it's good because what happened in the story of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air actually is sort of a dramatic thing, but they kind of make light of it the most of the show, of the last show. I think it's cool that Will Smith is involved in making this show and making it kind of more serious. And yeah, I definitely appreciated the new tone. And some people are like mad about it, like, oh, why are you making it now? Blah blah blah. It's like, then just don't fucking watch it, man. I'm gonna watch it. If it sucks, then I'll say it sucks. But so far, it looks decent to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. I think a lot of people don't understand that this is now a drama and not a comedy, so they're like kind of malfunctioning a little bit because they don't know how to accept this as something new, like the same themes, but at least in the beginning. But expect this to have a much more darker and more probably character driven kind of stuff. I feel like each character has their own little dark secret, and we start off with Will's, and we're gonna probably find more stuff. Don't be surprised like Uncle Phil's having an affair and Hillary's like
Okay.
doing coke, or no, it'll probably be, it's usually the young one. Ashley will probably have like a drug problem. Hillary will probably like have an issue with coming out or something, or some kind of weird addiction. Unviv or Anfield will probably have some weird vice that's going to be jarring or whatever, or she's like the leader of some like syndicate or something. So there's going to be some I'm pretty sure there's going to be some pretty messed up themes. I mean, yeah, they're supposed to be working together to help Will. The one person that kind of stood out to me was Jeff. So because he looks, not Jeffrey,
yeah.
Jazzy Jeff. So Jazzy Jeff is his partner. At least Will Smith's Jazzy Jeff. They're like together almost all the time, and he's the one that kind of is the bridge between Bel Air and Philly for Will, and he's the one that kind of narrates a little bit of the trailer. So it'll be interesting take. I know a lot of people were kind of upset because they're like, "Oh, Fresh Prince should always be a comedy, should always be funny." I don't know if I like this. Watch it. And if it turns out to be good, you'll probably be missing out on a good show. But if it's weak, if it's whack, then it'll be whack, and nobody was going to watch it. So there you go.
So a quick question for you guys. Like when you're watching the trailer and they show like you're waiting for Aunt Viv to show up. Were you expecting like light skinned Aunt Viv or dark skinned Aunt Viv?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
That's all bad. I didn't.
No, because when she showed up, I was like, oh shit, is that Hillary? And it's like Aunt Viv. I'm like, oh, they might light skinned.
Bruh, this is so I'm like I'm still stuck on this Will Smith stuff. Back to 6 Degrees of Separation. J.J. Abrams is in the cast. Like he has a
odd.
he has yeah he's an actor in this. Holy shit! Oh, his name's Jeffrey. That's hilarious.
How funny.
Yeah, J.J. Abrams. He plays Doug. I think he's like in a preppy scene. What's hilarious?
Well, it kind of jump back to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. What's interesting, so like I think it was like maybe about like 3 or 4 years ago, somebody had made like a fan-made like pilot trailer for a show called Bel-Air, which is supposed to be like a reboot of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and it was actually really good. Like I think you can still look it up. But I think that kind of started the train, starting the track to go for them to maybe do a reboot of the franchise. At least that's what I think, because the timing is just very, very fucking similar.
Oh, that's exactly what happened. It was shown, and then they showed it to Will. They had a meeting with him, and then he liked it, and they pitched it to a station. So I think this is on Peacock, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's because of that trailer that they got the ball rolling and started talking about it. And they ended up casting and putting it together. So it comes out fairly soon, I think, in a few months, I think, or less.
Similar. See, I was trying to see when that kicks off.
Yeah, so I know it's coming soon. I mean, you wouldn't show something like that.
I wonder if they'll have like some of the original cast, because I think if they were to do like a reboot, or like I feel like they could have done a continuation too, where like Will's son is in trouble and he goes down to Bel Air and he lives with Carlton's family, and it's but that's pretty much like rinse and repeat. You're pretty much just telling the same story. So I'm kind of glad they didn't go that route.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, actually, there's actually a wiki page on the Bel Air trailer that Blue was talking about. It's just called Bel Air, but it's a 2019. They call it a fan film, but it's a trailer. And then yeah,
it's pretty well. It's really
picked
good,
it. So because of this, picked up by Peacock September 8th. So yeah, it was announced that it was going to be developed into a full show based off of this trailer, with Morgan Cooper, who was the director of the trailer, and Will Smith will both be executive producers.
Nice.
I wonder if he'll make a cameo, or if any of the other people will make cameos on the show.
Will Smith hasn't shown up on Cobra Kai yet, so neither is Jaden Smith. So
yet,
yeah,
but I guess maybe. Well, I don't know if they take it in the same universe.
Oh, good for them. It looks like, damn, YouTube, Netflix, Peacock, and HBO Max were all bidding for the series, but Peacock is one that they went with. That's good that you have actual networks that are fighting for your show.
Yeah.
It's good for them. I'm hoping it's good. Hoping they get it.
I know Fresh Prince, I believe, is on HBO Max right now.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
all
it's been there. It was like the first thing that was on there when it started.
Yeah.
Yeah, like every episode. I think there's one episode missing. It's some weird controversial episode, which I don't remember the controversy about, but everything else apparently is there.
Well, no, for the reboot, I think it's already been picked up for 2 seasons, or it was picked up for 2 seasons, so
2-season order. Yep.
That good.
Yeah.
Usually, studios order 1 season, that should be cut off in like the first 3 episodes, like they did with Inhumans.
God dang.
I mean,
Damn.
yeah, I didn't even watch Inhumans, and I actually wanted to watch it, but it looked pretty terrible. Anyway,
I watched 3 episodes collectively. So
Where to next?
all right, moving forward. Let's go on to some slight gaming news. Only because, so hopefully y'all are watching some content from G4 TV. Honestly, I'm trying to watch more of it, but it's a little difficult because this is weird. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with myself. I'm used to watching G4 TV on like a TV and not on YouTube, which is weird. So like I'm used to like watching it, and I just need to get used to like watching the content on YouTube. And like XPlay now has sort of they have really longer reviews now, which is both good and bad. I think it's good when you watch them because it's like a lot more thought are put into the reviews. But it might be kind of bad for like a newer generation that are used to like the less than 10 minutes of anything, So I hope that that doesn't harm them. But anyway, there is a person on XPlay. Her name is Frosk. I forget her whole name. I don't know. I'm not familiar with her in the gaming realm. I know that she's a gamer, and she's obviously not Morgan Webb, and apparently she's been getting like a lot of hate on comments and stuff anytime she's in a video with XPlay, and she just kind of like put the hammer down in a video like randomly the other day, and I watched it and I was like, you know what, everything that she's saying is pretty much correct, because people are expecting she doesn't look like Morgan Webb, and like there's a lot of comments about her like not being sexy or whatever, and it's kind of gross because I'll be honest, I don't know who the fuck Frost was before XPlay, and I didn't know how valid her opinion was on anything. But the other day I watched a video of XPlay doing a review of God of War.
Oh yeah.
And her thoughts on God of War, she didn't have God of War 2018. She didn't put God of War on the same pedestal that probably most people do, and most probably mainly dudes do. And when she first said, she has an opinion that people probably won't like, but she didn't think it was the greatest game ever, I was like, huh. But then she explained exactly why she thought that way, and I was like, oh, okay. So she has like super valid opinions on like why she didn't like, or why she didn't put it on a certain. She liked the game, but like why she didn't put it on the same pedestal as like other people did, because the older games. Go ahead.
Okay. No, sorry, I was going to say what you're about to say.
Well, because the older games they're juvenile as fuck. Like they really were. Like they were super juvenile, which at the time, I was a younger guy, and they were fun. But I'm trying to think about it like through like a woman's point of view of like playing those games and like doing like quick time event to like fuck a girl, like and it's like it's juvenile. Like it's funny as a dude. But it'd be like kind of like what the fuck as a woman,
Like even on the PSP game, God of War game, like there's a scene there too where he smashed two chicks and there's pixelated titties. And it's like when I was playing, I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like I would imagine be able to see like boobs on my little PSP.
Yeah.
But the game was that way though. The earlier part of the franchise.
It's funny because those permeates to the like even the PSP titles, because like I'm playing the PSP games, I'm like, oh, I can smash these two chicks and get like extra health and like a bonus, especially if I'm in a threesome.
Hold on, Just what he just said.
Well, no, I said the PSP games.
That's what Blue just said.
That's what I was talking about.
Oh, my bad. I thought you said PS4. I missed PSP.
No, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway.
Because I'm busy reading. I'm reading her tweets right now, so I'm seeing what other stuff she's in.
And her full legal name is Indiana Jupiter Black, which is kind of a dope name. Like
it's pretty dope, actually. Yeah, Indiana.
Like even if her name was just if she just went by her middle name and last name, like Jupiter Black, like I thought that's like a superhero.
That sounds like a book.
Yeah.
Is that it?
So she had because every time people are in older back in like when XPlay was first on, it wasn't really on YouTube because YouTube wasn't really a thing back then. I mean, it sort of was, but it definitely was not at the level it is now. But now G4 is on YouTube, and so when people are watching it on YouTube, they're commenting with like all this like really disgusting shit towards her, and like she just she can read them. This is how dumb people like. She can read like what they're saying, and she does sometimes. And it's just like, first of all, I hope that she doesn't read the comments of anything ever. Just like live your life and be happy. But you can get to people like by just commenting and just being an asshole and just thinking that they're just stupid, immature comments. But that can still like hurt people's feelings. And I think a lot of dudes that are just like and don't get me wrong, when it comes to like objectifying women, I think that term is, it can be misleading, because if you're attracted to a woman, or if a woman's attracted to a man, or a person's attracted to another person, you sort of objectify them anyway. But at the same time, there's a line that you cross when it comes to objectifying another person, especially when you have no possible fucking chance of ever, first of all, meeting them, or second of all, having any sort of like meaningful relationship with them. And I think that's where a lot of these really gross dudes online are crossing the line when it comes to her, doing reviews for X-Play, because they're expecting her to be Morgan Webb, and she's not. She doesn't look like her, and it's fine. The main reason why I started watching X-Play again is because Adam Sessler's on there. I'm not attracted to Adam Sessler. He's I'm not attracted to dudes. So I think that people should have the same sort of mentality when it comes to watching his other hosts. And also, I forget the other guy's name. His name is, I think, the Black Okage.
Black Okage? Yeah.
Yeah.
But was the other person a guest on there?
No.
Because on the video, there's 4 people. Well, Adam's a call-in, and there's 3 people on the couch.
Yeah, so 2 of them. The Black Okage is like one of the normal hosts, and then Frosk is another host. I forget the other guy. I don't know if he's always on there, but it's usually the Black Okage, Adam Sessler, and Frosk are usually the reviewers for most of the content so far that I've seen on X-Play.
Yeah, like one interesting comment she made is that she mentioned that she talked about how she watched U4 as a kid, and she brought up Morgan Webb and Olivia Munn, and she mentioned how like they didn't bring her on because like she's hot or whatever and stuff like that. But I think they got Olivia Munn and Morgan Webb because, I mean, don't get me wrong, Morgan Webb knew her fucking shit, and Olivia Munn knew her shit too, but they definitely were eye candy too. But this was like 15-something years ago, so that's kind of how actors and actresses got their roles, just based off of their looks most of the time. So I mean, they were kind of hired for that reason, but they were great people. They were great hosts. They brought a lot to the show. They knew their shit. Like, I don't know, it's even Morgan. I think Morgan Webb even busted a few balls back then too. But because I can't remember, there was something that's on the back of my mind that she did something that went viral, not viral, but it was picked up on. But it kind of sucks because she's a young girl. I mean, she's not 30. She's like 30. But but it's kind of crazy how like people can be that way toward females, and they hide behind their keyboard. Like, they wouldn't say that shit in their face. They hide behind the keyboard, say like these things that bring her down, saying like, I think she had mentioned like, oh, like she's not jack off worthy and stuff like that. I'm like, damn, like people actually saying that in the goddamn comments.
Yeah, she doesn't like the fact that you feel like you can't jack off to me. That line. That's literally her second sentence.
Yeah.
In her rant, I'm like, dude, that's all bad. Like, the fact that you need to write that comment to this person, thinking that she's probably not going to read it, but then there's other people liking your comment and saying similar comments to that, is disturbing. But yet I feel like they're just your common troll in the middle of America that knows that they're not going to come for them. I say start calling them out. Call out these people that are doing this shit and they'll get flamed for sure. And they'll end up like shutting down their accounts. They'll probably get kicked off of that platform most likely. But
people are probably gonna say, it's woke culture and cancel culture. No, it's not that. It's like you can't sit there and be super disgusting to somebody and like expect no backlash at all for that. Like it's not. That's not woke. It's just. You shouldn't be insulted by people. Yeah, stop being shitty people. Shitty. Like, seriously. I mean, we've had a fucked up comments on this, on this podcast, and it's just like, sometimes I'll respond, but other times I'm just like, whatever. Like, your life is obviously way worse off than mine. If you need to get online and, drop a bunch of N-bombs and say a bunch of, stupid bullshit, it's just like, all right, well, I'm doing okay. I hope that someday you'll get better. But right now, you're in some terrible place where you think that your negative voice to call out somebody's skin tone on the internet is somehow valid, and it's just like, this is like one of the bad things about like the internet. I remember when the internet first came around, it was fucking awesome. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was.
But it also was awesome because I think it was mostly goddamn nerds that were on here. It was mostly legit nerds. And now it's just like all these fucking just clowns with like they're just dumb as fuck that will just say anything for, you know, for the limelight or just to get a vote or a like or any sort of reaction, negative or positive, just to make somebody else's day shitty. You know, it's like, come on, man. And don't get me wrong, like in the past, I might have, you know, said some shit that's been fucked up, but I'll apologize for some of it. So
he said some of it.
Yeah, I mean, some of it.
I'll still carry a bat. Fuck that shit.
God dang. Yeah, it's just. I mean, what did I just watch, or was it we were talking about? Like someone was saying that it's because of the internet, everyone now has a voice, so now everyone feels like they need to be heard. And so they use whatever outlets they can. And in most cases, it's multiple outlets. So you can literally copy and paste your bullshit, log in to one site, paste, log into another, paste, send.
You know, Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, Instagram.
What's the one? Yeah, what's the big one that they're 4chan and 8chan?
Oh yeah.
Parler, or if Parler's even around. I'm sure Parler's out there somewhere. There's probably other how should I say this? Some very heavily reactionary sites that will say, hey, it's just free speech, but people don't understand that on social media, you're on someone else's platform. They have terms and use, and if you're not paying attention, you know, Xbox just literally did this yesterday when Phil Splicer was like, hey, we are not a, you know, platform where you can just spew your bullshit pretty much. We're not a political platform. We're here for you to play games and communicate with other players. We're not here for you because I'm pretty sure they probably found some network of people that were on there talking shit, being super racist and misogynistic, and they probably found them and kicked them off the platform, and so he made a statement about it. That's just my opinion. Nothing concrete has come out, but he literally said this huge statement, the head of Xbox, about how their platform works and how they're not a political platform.
They're not a free speech platform. Which
yes, they're not a free. Yes,
no,
exactly.
No corporation is a free speech corporation. I mean, the vast majority of them are not a free speech corporation.
Exactly, and so they run it how they want. They have rules and regulations. If they don't like what you're saying, they can kick you off, and you have very little ground. If you try to sue them for doing so, you're going to lose. You're going to be wasting time and energy because you didn't read the terms of use. And you're like, judge will be like, you fucked up. We're taking your money, get out.
It's interesting. There was, that's what it's called. I found it cool. So I remember like with Attack of the Show, this was back when like early streaming service and video chats and stuff was kind of kicking off. But they used Stickam. They used to have like live Stickam feed where like you can be in the chat, whatever. And like, I've gone in there a few times and like, you know, chatted with other people, but like nobody was, well, maybe because it was Olivia Munn, but nobody was in there talking about like, oh, I'm whacking off to you, blah blah blah. Like, you know, people are like, hey, I love the show, Olivia, you're so hot, blah, blah, blah. Kevin, you're funny, but you're short, or something like that. So, like, it was people being like respectful, and like it was cool because like I can't think of her name. What's the name of the other gamer girl, the redhead?
Oh, shit! What are you talking about?
I know something Blur. Isn't she another Blur? Or
there was a Blair, but she did the comics.
No.
Yeah, it was her. She was in the chat, and it was cool because she was like doing a live stream. I was like, oh my god, you're so beautiful. Like I love the reviews and stuff you gave. And she said my name. Like she's like, she thought, oh, Tech 12, like that's such a good compliment. Thank you very much. Like keep watching the show. Like, oh my god, she noticed me.
Senpai noticed me.
Yeah, Senpai noticed me. But yeah, like, you know, people were like respectful back then, but like now we got like, I don't know, everybody just got their opinions that doesn't need to be heard.
Yeah, but I give props to Morgan Webb because she has a degree from she has a science degree from Berkeley.
Berkeley, right?
Yeah. So she knew her shit because she was on Tech TV before it was G4 TV. Yeah. So she was doing, before it was gaming, she was doing like up and coming tech. like her and Adam Sessler before they went into X-Play. So I gave her mad props for that. I mean, yeah, she's not bad in the eyes, but I actually respected what she had to say because she had an opinion about new technology that was coming out. The pros and the cons. Like, hey, this product's good. You know, they show you the pros and cons and then what it can and can't do. And I'm like, oh, well, this is, if it fit my needs, I'm like, oh, I'm going to look for this product. If it was shit, then they would like tell you, like, hey, this product's not very good. These things need to get fixed and then it'd be a better product. And I'm like, oh, that's actually really helpful. So, yeah.
So, yeah, that's that. Where are we going to go next?
We haven't talked about this in a minute. It's been on here for a while. It's with gaming. Multiverses. Y'all see this? Because apparently everyone's got we didn't talk about this. It got announced a couple months ago.
Oh yeah.
No.
It's basically another smash up brawl. Like I guess it's all of WB's characters. I think it's all of them.
All of them.
But it's not just WB. There's like
DC in there.
Yeah, there's DC. Well, yeah, there's DC. I think Hanna-Barbera, Cartoon Network, and then like two other ones where you get to fight each other. Like you have Batman versus Shaggy. There's actually like it's like a 20-minute video of like some of the characters are working on. They had like Superman, Wonder Woman. I think was Garfield up in there? I think the Peanuts maybe. There's just this super crazy mashup of like characters that is supposed to be out pretty soon. When the video came out, it was 2021. They say the game is supposed to be out in 2022. I don't remember exactly the date. I don't think they had a street date. But did y'all see this? What do y'all think?
Yeah, I saw it, and I mean, the concept seems cool and all, but it just seems kind of seems like a mess. Just because like some of the character proportion is kind of weird compared, like Steven Universe is in it, there's a scene where he's fighting against Batman and Bugs Bunny, and it just it just seems wrong. Like I mean, like in concept it sounds cool, but like I don't. It's just
you never know.
Me, I mean, it could be a great fucking game, but just. I don't know. It just seems like a fucking mess.
I thought about that with the whole Nickelodeon Brawler one or whatever. I mean, that looks weird, but it looked kind of fun. This one still kind of looks fun. There's like, So here's some of the roster. You got Arya Stark, and you got Finn from. You get Finn from Adventure Time. Shaggy. I don't know what this thing is. Rain Dog. I don't know what this is.
Rain.
I guess it's like a dog / reindeer. Tom and Jerry, Steven Universe, Shaggy, Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman. Oh, and Jake the dog. And I guess more characters to come. Oh yeah. Oh, Animaniacs.
Yeah,
Ruby Rose.
Rain Dog is what's the name's son? Is Jake from from Adventure Time's son, which is weird. He's not a major character.
He's not, but he's on the roster. So Arya Stark's another strange one, but I guess sure. Oh, Harley Quinn's another one because she's in like the there's like a title picture, so she's in the title picture, or at least her camera is. Yeah, Bugs Bunny. I
believe for Shaggy, they gave him. I think I saw a trailer where he has Ultra Instinct. So there's this whole thing that Shaggy is the strongest man on the planet, and he's like fighting like Goku and stuff, and he goes Ultra Instinct, and I think they have that. They actually play that. It could have been a fan made thing I came across, but apparently he has that ability in the game to like go Ultra Instinct and start kicking ass.
So they do have some like their stats, I guess you can get, but like some of these are super crazy. So like they have different skins. So the Shaggy skin, they have him looking like he looks like Sherlock Holmes in one, and then he has two different versions of like 70s kung fu. Like one of them, he looks like Iron Fist kind of, but he's wearing shades. The other one, he looks like Ryu, but he's like green with the beard. It's like super weird, but it's kind of cool at the same time. I mean, this could be fun. I think the bigger thing is, I think this is a free-to-play game. If I remember.
Oh, is it free? I'll check it out.
I think this is a free-to-play.
I can't see myself buying this game, even though I think Henry Calvin does the voice of Batman in this.
Yes, I think they did pay the extra money to get.
Yeah.
So they got was it what's her name? I can't think of her name to reprise her role as Arya Stark. There's like a quick interview with her. She's like, "Yeah, I'm like happy to be a part. Yeah, this is free to play." So
It's is it Maisie Williams?
Maisie Williams. There you go.
Maisie
Yes.
Williams. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just like, yeah. Excuse me. So this is not on the Switch. It looks like, but it will be on everything else.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm still waiting for the. So I signed up for the Switch Deck, or not Switch Deck. It's the Stream Deck.
Stream
The
Deck.
Steam Deck.
Stream Deck. Switch Deck. No deck.
Steam Deck.
Steam.
Back for Blood Deck.
Yeah. So I got the. I'm trying to get the biggest one. I guess the more expensive one, and I guess it got pushed back by a little bit. So I'm still on the list. So hopefully I get it sometime this year. But I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that.
Yeah, because I was like, I know I pre-ordered this, right? And I looked up, and yeah, I still have my pre-order. So I'm like, all right, like, I'm ready to like buy this thing, and it was supposed to come out like around now, and it got pushed back. But I understand. There's a whole bunch of,
Supply
issues
shortages.
with all of what do you call it? I can't remember the fucking name, but pretty much all materials are fucking getting delayed and shit like that, and everything's getting pushed back. So yeah, I'm still looking forward to it. You want to talk about Back for Blood? What you said?
Oh.
Wait, quick thing. So on here it does this list I'm showing a reading that lists all the characters. It says Shaggy will have powers like in Dragon Ball Z. So we will see fucking badass Super Saiyan Shaggy in this game. And I'll play it just for that. I'll play it just for that because Ultra Instinct Shaggy is the best thing that happened to the internet in a while.
Yeah. Did you see that whole movement about how they wanted Shaggy in Mortal Kombat 11? They wanted him as the DLC character.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the fever pitch for that was wild. Like it was everywhere, and they had like these mock-up like fight scenes of what he could potentially do, and I was like, dude, this looks super wild. Like no one's gonna believe that Shaggy's gonna do a fatality on somebody. What's he gonna do? Smoke them out till they passed out? What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
No. So
eat them like a sandwich. But yeah, Jamie, Back for Blood, B4B.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody on the podcast got this game, right?
Yeah,
we do. All of us have it.
I have it on digital.
Yeah,
it's fucking sad, but whatever. It was
Yeah,
on.
I got it digital.
When I looked it up on digital, I can get the Ultimate Edition for like the cost of like a little less than the cost of the normal game. So it's like fine, you got me. I don't like digital games, for right now. But I got this one on digital, and it's. Can I talk about the main detractor for this game for me? Is the fucking gunplay is not great. Like the way that you move and shoot, it's not, something is off in the game that is throwing me off as I'm playing it. I don't know what the fuck it is yet, but when I aim down the sights and try to shoot something, and it's not that if somebody's thinking, oh, well, it might be the auto aim is off. Okay, I've played a bunch of games with auto aim off, and I do just fine. Like Far Cry 6, I played with auto aim off the entire fucking time, and it's fine. But for some reason in this game, there's like a disconnect between like me aiming on the sights and me actually shooting somebody.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't know what the fuck it is. Blue, you having the same issue?
Well, yeah, like when we played that night, that first time we played, I did have that issue. Like aiming down the sight was fucking hard. Like I was like, what's going on? Because I played other games or other like inside of Back for Blood. I played like with Old Ninja and Prodigy, and I didn't get that issue. But when I played with you, I guess maybe it was a tutorial level we played. But like like I would shoot things and would be missing and be like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, like I would aim in and it would not be where I expected for me to aim in. And it'd be like, what the fuck? Like, and it's not that I'm expecting it to like, it's not an auto aim thing. It's when I'm aiming in, it seems random where the fuck it's aiming in at. And it seems very odd to me.
Yeah. I wonder if that could have been a one-off because like I played with the other guys and didn't have that issue, but like when we all played together at one time, it was weird. Like I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that you
Like
mention it, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was like some weird tracking. I feel like there's like because I was trying to aim at something and it would like shift to a different it would shift to like a hazard object, like something I could shoot to explode, and I'm like, that's not what I was aiming at. I'm aiming at like a moving. Like I'm literally trying to save a teammate, and you're aiming at something else. So it was it felt weird. I feel because it has a lot of features, a lot. And like when we first were playing, I was going through switching and turning other things on to get the playstyle that I wanted. So, and there's been several updates to this game. So there's probably some stuff. There's probably a new toggle flip that's been on there. Probably just got to find it, turn it off, and it'll probably feel normal.
We are not the only ones. Okay, this is an issue with other people.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Like I don't understand why it's even an issue. Like we've been gaming first-person shooters for a long fucking time.
Yeah, it wasn't like that with the first like initial release. So it's got to be an update they just did.
Yeah, it's like between like I don't know. I think it's got this game like between last week and like 2 days ago. There must have been an update that.
Oh yeah,
shit up.
There was definitely an update because there was something different in the because they added a new deck, a new card deck. Like they have special cards now. They're like burn cards. You can only use them once. I was like, oh okay. And then there's some other features that they added. I guess you can look at the patch notes, but I usually never do. So
yeah, it's literally it's almost word for word what we're trying to explain that you can't really explain. Something feels off with aiming. Like other people are saying.
Like when we were playing, like I was like, is it the gun? Like maybe I got it because like last gun I was using a semi-automatic, and like this game I was using more like I think I was using a semi-automatic, but just a different gun. I was like, okay, this isn't the gun I used before because this gun just fucking sucks. But yeah, that's crazy that everybody else is having that same issue.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but I just powered through. It's difficult. Well, I just fired from the hip using my shotty. Pop, pop, pop.
But
when I played this game though, like this game was a lot of fun when I played with Prodigy and Odin. Actually, I played with Prodigy and what's his name?
B-Boy.
Yeah, B-Boy Frost.
Oh, happy birthday to B-Boy Frost, by the way. I think today's his birthday. I'm pretty sure.
Today is his. I think is it today? Yes, it is today. Yeah, he's probably really drunk by now.
Happy B-Day.
He'll probably jump. He will probably jump in the cast just to be like, "Hey, what up?" I'm drunk, and then he'll probably dip out.
Actually, we were playing with you too because you were playing because this is the first time I ever played a game that had cross-platform like gameplay. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's other games out there, but like Odin was playing on the Xbox, and we were all squatting up on the PS5, which is crazy.
We had to slum it.
Yeah.
You have a Series X?
No, I play on the one. I do not have a Series X yet.
Look at this dude.
But what's cool is that like if
why y'all just
in chat,
how y'all gonna like throw slander on the ancestors? I mean, I still got my PS4. Y'all talking about y'all in your 2057 like systems. Like I like to pay respects to our elders. So
I mean, I'm gonna try to get an Xbox Series X pretty soon because I want to play Halo Infinite.
Oh, that game's a lot of fun. I've been playing.
Keep him alive.
Oh, Ninja! Somebody's in the chat talking about your government name. Who's
Which
Malak?
one?
That's hella funny.
Whoever they are, apparently they're a catering company or a catering person. So
yeah, actually, I know
make some food.
Well, almost. It wasn't your whole government name.
Yeah, I know.
What's interesting with Back 4 Blood is that like their whole like card system. Like it took me a while to understand like what the hell was going on, but like it's almost like you're playing fucking like not I want to say Pokemon because like you have to do this, but it's like not like Yu-Gi-Oh! There's no trap cards, but I can't think of what like card game there is. But yeah, like you basically depend on what like card decks you have. Like you can build out custom, like you can name different card decks depending on your game style, and like basically some of the cards out there they'll boost up your stamina, how much ammo you can carry. Like it's almost like an RPG for your gameplay.
Kind of, but yeah, I mean, it's just funny because like you can build multiple decks. I have like 7 decks, but you're only allowed 15 cards per deck. And you can specify them to play, how you want to play. You can build a sniper deck, a melee deck, a speed running deck, where you want to speed through everything. Just try to take either minimal damage or high damage and then just run through. You can build a tank. I have a tank one where I can like basically take a lot of damage, carry a lot of ammo, and carry like very heavy, just heavy fucking weapons to just dish out punishment.
Can I old man this shit real quick? I have a problem with the whole like building a card deck thing. It seems stupid nerdy to me. But what doesn't seem, which is exactly the same thing, but called a different word, is just building a different profile. With so if you play Call of Duty, you can have profiles where you like get shit, but it's also experience based. I like the experience based thing, not random fucking cards. And it's gonna take a lot for me to really appreciate random fucking cards rather than build upon the experiences in certain aspects in the game that I'm already using. Like, I don't like randomized bullshit, and that's why I think Call of Duty, Cold War, and for the zombie mode did so well, is because it wasn't randomized bullshit. Like, it was all things that you were working towards that made you better at those specific weapons and things that you actually used. The randomized stuff, man. Honestly, I'm glad that it's not like pay to win. That's great, but it's still annoying just to like pick up random shit when it's just like, can I just work towards like the skill tree that I want to work at? Like that for me, it's like a way better solution. But I'm also some old guy.
I was gonna say like it's like every time you play and help people out, you're giving basically a currency to buy new cards, and it gives you 3 avenues at first. You'll get a 4th one later to get different cards. It's just the more you collect, the more you help people out, or the more you progress, the more stuff you get. Literally, if you can complete a full act
it's random though. It's just the random part that I don't like.
Well, yeah, the cards within the store are random. However, when you build your deck, those are not random. You get your cards in order that you put them. So it's important to arrange your deck.
But they're random cards,
how you want to get. When you buy them, yes, but when you build your deck, no. Your deck goes in order.
You're building them out of random shit that you got. And even when you buy them, you can only buy certain cards when you purchase them. This is why I'm saying like this. It's to me it's fucking dumb. Like, can I just not progress towards the shit that I want to progress towards?
Like, well, you can still play like the game like the regular gameplay, and you just pick up these random items, and like eventually you can go in and you can start building out your skill set based off the cards that you've received. I mean, they are random, but like just going in and having fun and like squad up with your friends and stuff like that. Like, you can get the cards and you can kind of build it out. But yeah, it's the whole random card thing is kind of it's
a little weird.
But it's kind of that way. It's kind of that way with like RPG games. Like, you find like random like stones. Like, only RPG game I can think of is Final Fantasy VII, where you can find like random stones that you can put into your sword that changes like your skill set. Like, yeah, they're out there, and they like you can find them in certain areas, but then again, like you just randomly come across them a lot of the times.
I mean, I can understand random loot, like that makes sense. Random loot makes sense. But when it comes to like gaining experience in a game, you should gain experience in things that you actually want to do. Like, for instance, if you're talking about an RPG and you want to become like, if you're a mage, you want to put experience points into certain magic that you want to use more often. So say you don't want to be a healer, you want to be a fire mage. You put more points in fire magic than healing. But in this, like, it randomizes. So just imagine being a magician, but you're given cards of random fucking magic shit, and hopefully you get the ones that you want, but you don't know because it's all random magic shit. And
it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that in Borderlands. Like, you'll because they have like 4 different characters, and sometimes you'll get like a weapon that you can't use because it's meant for like a different character.
That's loot though. I have no problem with random loot, but when it comes to like your actual skills, It's not random. Like you have skill trees. Like okay, I want to use these skill trees to get better at these certain things that I want to get better at because this is the kind of player that I am. But when it's random like skills and like, I don't like it. But
they're random boosts. Yeah.
Yeah. I still play the game. Well, it's a joy to play with you guys. So
yeah. So I'll put it the mechanic of the basic, I guess, because each character has their own specific skill trait as well as team trait or team stat or whatever. But the cards you can collect and enhance those because technically you should be able to survive with very minimal cards. You should be able to still make it. But if you're doing like Chronos suggests, you would have to stick with one particular character and then like you're stuck with them until you build them all the way up. In the game, once you pick a character, you're locked from that character. You can't have two of the same characters. You can't have two mages or stuff like that. So this gives you the chance to hop around with different characters with their separate team and individual stat or perks, I guess. And each one benefits the team in a different way. They also benefit themselves. Like the doctor, for instance. The doctor can heal faster than everybody else. And then, like, I guess they get one free heal to every team member. So, like, when everyone's low and you're in a tight spot, the doctor can heal you once per level. And that works out. But then if you get stuff, there's stuff that gives you, like, extra copper per round or whatever. I mean, that's not really too necessary, but it helps. Helps out. No one's going to say no to money. So I'm just saying. I mean, it's been pretty fun. I think when you collect enough cards, you'll be like, oh, I can build whatever I want now. So
I don't know. I preferred zombie mode in Black Ops, but I'm getting used to it. I understand that there's like some cool things in this game. I like the fact that they had like the sort of mini bosses kind of strewn throughout. I like the fact that everything's kind of randomized. I really appreciate that. Like the game director thing really does a good job of randomizing the playthrough. Oh, yeah. So that part's really cool. Getting to safe rooms is pretty cool. There's a lot of aspects of the game that are really good. It's just a couple of minor things. Obviously, I'll play with you guys when I get a chance. So
yeah, I mean we're playing at the normal level for now, but I think that's where I think that the cards kind of don't matter. The cards kind of matter when you amp up the difficulty. Then you need the cards, guaranteed.
Yeah. If we have the difficulty, I would 100% need that fucking aiming shit fixed. I cannot play the game without the aiming shit fixed, like on a higher difficulty.
Yeah, you mentioned the whole randomizing thing. Like it's crazy because like we played one level, right, and we ended up dying to redo that level, and like we got like probably like I would say about like 75% into the game, and we died. Where like everybody died or whatever, and so we played it again. We died in the first fucking like zombie swarm. Like it was like what the hell, like dude, like
yeah.
Like the weapons that they have in like the safe room, they change. There's like there's some doors that you have to have like a lockpick to be able to get into, and like they'll have weapons in there, but those weapons change. It's like it's fucking crazy. But then also it depends on who you play with because you can play with some little kid, some little 7-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, like, hey guys, I've never played this, but I'm gonna race to the safe room, and then I'm gonna die right when I get there. It's like, wait, what? What's going on?
I really don't think that because we played this little 7-year-old and like it's fine for playing with a kid or whatever. Like no, wait, that didn't sound right at all.
Can I get? Let me give a suggestion.
Okay.
Let me give a suggestion to the gaming industry. This is what you need to do: make age brackets when it comes to like randos in gaming. Like I don't want to play with somebody that's under the age of 18. Honestly, I don't want to play with somebody that's under the age of fucking 35 at this point in time. So, or maybe 30. 35 is probably a bit much, but maybe like 30, maybe 25. But yeah, when you start getting like near the teenage years, I don't really want to play with you in general.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like it's been a while since I've played an online game, and there was a person on there that was a minor. And it's just, God, it's just weird because this little kid he said that he never played the game before, but like he knew the name of like the monsters and like he was like running around and just talking shit. I don't know. I don't think I think this kid was like lying to us or whatever. But I don't know. It was just he literally Leroy Jenkins like apart. Like he just ran off and like he's like, guys, come help me! I'm in danger. I'm being hoarded. It's like, dude, we're like still by like the safe zone. Like
it's like
we're
it's like
fighting
saying
a
you ran into
mega
the
boss.
ocean. You're like, oh my god, the water's wet. Holy fuck! What happened? It's like, yeah. He's like, what are you doing? Like he ran past like a bunch of like little mini bosses and like just triggered them to come and fight us. I'm just like, what the fuck, man? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, dude,
It's so bad. And then he's begging for help. We're like, dude, we have literally a walking wall
Yeah, I can't
stopping
help
us
you.
from getting to you. That was hilarious.
It was fucking funny. He asked us. This is the thing that bugged me when he had asked asked what our names were. He asked what our names were, and it's like, dude, our names hover above our heads. Like every character's name is above their head. Like, why are you asking about our name? It's like, what the hell?
That's why playing with little kids is always just like very challenging for me.
Call this episode
There's something I did to him that was.
We can't. So.
But Back for Blood, we got to play a lot more. For you, Cronus, you barely scratched the surface. I think Blue, you're probably Act 2 or 3. Did you get to the sleepaway?
I bounce around.
Yeah, because I mean, you can, but the game tells you when you start your own, it's like the stuff that you have not unlocked.
Yeah,
the stuff that's locked to you. So
I'm so behind.
Well,
I've unlocked different levels.
And then
playing with online,
I see the gunplay better. I mean, when we played, I did a pretty good job of like dealing damage, but I could have done way better if like my controls felt like tight. They didn't feel tight at all.
Yeah.
They felt sloppy, like Debbie Does Dallas or something like that. You know.
Damn.
I'm just saying.
Damn, it's actually sloppy.
That's an old man joke right there.
Yeah.
So before we switch gears, so I actually picked up Deathloop. I know. Chronos is playing this game. So this game was I think it was like I could pay like $25 on PSN, the PlayStation Store, and I picked it up for a couple of weeks ago. Dude, this game is fucking crazy. Like. I've only gotten to my safe house to pick up like some intel, and then I had to like bump out of there. But like, dude, like when you it's when you die, you end up back on that beach. It's like, are you fucking serious? Like I gotta like run this whole fucking shit again. Like, come on. But the concept is cool as hell though. Like, you know, if you die, but I don't know. I need to play more or continue playing more of it. But like, yeah, this game it's fun. You definitely have to be stealthy. You kind of gotta know where you can go to fucking like hide and shit and kind of get away from the enemy. But it's funny because like when I got to my safe house and they raided it or whatever, like I was like, oh, let me just go back to the safe house. That was a bad mistake. Cause they had like fucking like a super sniper up there, and then like I was able to kill him. But then they had like a harder person that showed up. And I'm like, oh fuck! Like, I just wanted to go back to see if I could find out more information. But overall, like the game, it's actually it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and like the psychologic thing going on. It's kind of crazy. But I haven't got to the point where homegirl shows up because she.
Oh, Juliet. Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess like randos can jump up into your game and try to fuck up your shit. It's like, wait, what? Like. This game's already challenging. I gotta still with like a rando that jumps in there that could fuck up my game.
I would highly recommend to play it offline, at least through your first like playthrough of the game. I haven't actually beat the game yet. I'm near the end. I could probably beat it right now, but I'm trying to get like a more perfect loop. So I need to figure out how to get. There's two people that are the visionaries that are fucking, and I'm trying to figure out how to like unlock the door at a certain time of day. So I can kill them both as they're fucking. So, because it makes it way easier if you kill two of them in the same time of day, or at least more than one in the same time of day. Because there's certain ones I can kill easily anytime, like whenever they're there. But you need to have some that are, like I'm already locked in to where in the evening I can have three of them in the evening in the same location, and one of them will die instantly right around the beginning of the level. Because I already set it up. But now I got to get through the other 4 people. And the other 2 I can kind of get to pretty easily. But one of them is very difficult because of where they are. And they're in a location to where if somebody finds you, they'll blow up the entire fucking island, and it's game over. So
Oh shit!
yeah, no matter what
Everybody
you do,
died.
like you're fucked. So yeah, I'm trying to get that person in the same room with this other person, so they can fuck, so I can kill them both at the same time, and yeah, to finish that loop up.
Damn.
But
How
yeah,
many times do you think you've died?
oh, not 100, but it's been at least, I would say probably 20 times that I've died. But some of the times I've done, well, not even died. I actually haven't died that much. There's been times where I've done entire loops, and you just start over because I'm still trying to gain like more information. So there's times to where I'll get to like the very end of like the day, and I'm getting information. I'll just go back and just wait for the next day to start over because I have the information that I need for the next loop, and to get more information to do, you know, more setups. So it's you'll understand like as you play the game. It's like it's more complicated than it seems when you first start playing. Because when you first start playing, it's like, oh, you know, you just got to kill all 7 people in the same day. But it's like, well, where are these people going to be throughout the day? Because there's 4 different times of the day. There's like the morning, the noon, afternoon, and night. Depending on what time it is and depending on where you go, different folks will be there for you to kill them. And depending on what time you're going and who it is, it could be more or less difficult to get to them. So that's what I'm trying to figure out at this point is like, what's the easiest way for me to like get through this? Because I know for sure I can kill one person without really doing much at all. I just have to go somewhere in the morning and like set a little trap for him, and he'll just die at the end of the game. So, yeah.
Yes, I mean overall the gameplay that I've experienced so far has been fun. It took a while to understand like kind of the mechanics, but overall it's pretty fucking fun game.
Yeah, what's cool is like, so with Juliet, when you have her in the game, she can give you slabs that you get from other visionaries. So she's a challenge, but it's a good way to get slabs that are from. There's like one, the Havoc slab. The person who has that, getting to her is a fucking bitch. But getting it from Juliet when she has it, it's not easy, but it's way more easy than getting it from this other asshole.
With when you I believe I don't know when it happens, but I think either when you pass a game you can start playing as Juliet. But like, is that when you're able to jump into other people's games and
yeah.
fuck up their shit?
That's where you can protect the loop. Is you can play as Juliet. I think it's like after like, it's like really early on in the game where it opens it up.
Oh, okay. That was when you pass it.
No, it's like it's super early on in the game when you can open it up.
All right. What else we got on here?
We talked about Call of Duty briefly, but did y'all see that Call of Duty did a crossover with Attack on Titan?
I saw the mention of it. Yeah.
Yeah, they added Levi to one of the factions. I don't even know the faction, but there's a video of like Levi flipping around and stuff with his gear.
ODM
I was just
gear.
like, what the hell? Yeah, I was just like, what the hell? Does he like just use swords? Does he not use a weapon? I don't know. I guess you can use a weapon, but I don't know if you can do some ODM stuff. Maybe, I don't know. It looked kind of weird. There's a trailer. There's a trailer of them with their crossover thing. It's kind of funny looking.
I mean, if you can use ODM, so they have what's cool is in like this latest season of Attack on Titan, they have like these ODM like scouts that have guns that are for people and they're not used for Titans. And so if they did the same thing with Levi, that'd be pretty dope. But he's like extra lethal with like the ODM gear and, you know, swords. So, but he's super mobile. So we'll see how that works.
Yeah, it doesn't. So the trailer, it just shows like the character skin. Doesn't look like you can do anything super outrageous, but it's still kind of weird that Call of Duty is like accepting like, you know, Attack on Titan, unless you can like fight a Titan in like Warzone. That'd be fucking sick.
I mean, it makes sense if it was like a Titan fucking zombie. Like, what is that big ass that big ass fucking zombie that is in a Cold War in zombie mode? There's like this
I
gigantic
don't
zombie
know.
that's in it that throws other zombies at you. I forget its fucking name.
What the hell? See, I never played that far.
Oh yeah, it's like you have to. You can only kill it with like a full squad. Like you can't solo it. I tried, and it was just like I'm running out of bullets. Yeah, it's like this giant zombie with like a hammer hand.
Damn.
It's interesting because when they announced this crossover, like I was like, that's such a weird crossover. Like, how do you get like a gaming world mixed with like an anime world? But then also, I kind of made me think of like when
Fortnite.
like
I mean, Fortnite's been doing it for a while, but yeah.
Fortnite. I mean, that's kind of easy to do though. But like for a war game to have like an anime, like like an anime that's like kind of based in like on fiction, where Call of Duty is kind of like not real world stuff, but like
Real
like
events.
yeah. But then like I also kind of thought about like how like G.I. Joe and Transformer did a crossover like in the comics.
Yeah.
I was like, how does that work? But I mean, it kind of makes sense. But
yeah.
I guess is it out yet? The whole crossover like.
So it came out when Attack on Titan came back on the air, which was on Sunday.
I watched it.
I have not seen the episode. I'm assuming only Cronus has probably watched it.
Dude, that shit broke the internet. Or at least Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll was down.
Crunchyroll.
Yeah, they couldn't take it. Cronus, did you get a chance to watch it?
Attack on Titan? Fuck yeah, I did.
Yeah, I was too busy like trying to not die. So
yeah, I was working out, and I saw you
watch
guys say that. I was on the bike, and then I saw that you guys mentioned that Attack on Titan dropped and that the servers crashed, and I was gonna watch it anyway. And I was like, oh shit, the servers crashed. So when I got to my desk, I was like, oh, like they're good now. And I watched it. And
yeah, they had crashed earlier. Yeah. What time did you? What time did you finish your bike ride?
Probably usually like around 3 or 4.
Okay, so around then, when it got released, I think I want to say what East Coast time, like 1 or something, or noon. That's probably when it crashed. I think they had it fixed within an hour.
Yeah.
So by the time you got off, they fixed it.
I mean,
but still,
right now with my Crunchyroll account, like I'm trying to, I don't know. I think I canceled it just because I haven't been watching anime very much lately. But trying to get back and watching shows. But for some reason I can't reactivate my account, so I gotta reach out to Crunchyroll because I started watching. I watched Demon Slayer. Because the whole reason why I wanted to watch Demon Slayer, because like the new season dropped like a little while ago, and I saw a scene with Tanjiro's sister, and I'm like, holy shit, I need to go back and watch this goddamn anime. Because the scene I watched, even though it was like a good 10 seconds, I was like, I actually stopped it. Like shit was happening, I was like, I need to watch the whole story and find out what the hell's going on. But I was like, holy shit. But yeah, like I tried to think of like what happened last season, because I know like Aaron, like they got to that community, like where his father's originally from, and like he has fucked up shit there, and like they did the whole air balloon raid, and like they were fucking bombing them and like snatching up people and this and that, and like homegirl got, spoiler alert, yeah, somebody got killed from the good side, but
it's like 2 years ago, man.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, I was like, when did the last season drop? Because it's been a while.
Yeah, last season came out, I think, early 2020.
No, it was last year. I thought it dropped. Anyway, I had to remember like what happened, because in the beginning of this season, it's like it just picked up like when the last one dropped off. And I was just like, I'm not gonna spoil it because there's like a major thing in the very beginning of the season. I was like, what happened to this person? And I had to like rewind. Oh, that's right. That's what happened to this person. Like shit got blown up, and this person got blown up. So it was just like, man. So yeah, this season seems to be like they're weaving more of a web with their story, and it seems very interesting. Like, you know, the Marleyans are getting their revenge, and they have some Titans, and so far it's really good. Like the fact that this anime has taken the world, or at least America, by storm, has been excellent. And, like watching it from the beginning, and like I like that they're answering questions that were like really being posed in like the first season. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, where do these Titans come from? Like, why are these people living behind walls? Like, all this shit, and now they're answering the questions like one by one. There's like a lot of stories that don't do that. Like they just like leave off, like fucking Lost, perfect example. Like what happened to the smoke monsters? Nobody fucking knows. But at least in Attack on Titan, it seems like the writers are doing the best to answer all the questions that all the viewers have with all these like crazy storylines. So I like it so far.
Right on. Yeah, the last season, it started at the end of 2022. I guess the last one that aired was March 29th of 2021.
Yeah.
So then this one...
That sounds right.
Well, it's crazy because like the season, season 1, episode 1 originally aired April of 2013. That's fucking 9 years ago, and we're looking at 4 seasons because there was a gap. There was a huge between season 1 and season 2. Like there's a huge
4 years. There's a 4-year gap.
Yeah, it was a good fucking 4 years, and then it was a more than a year for the last between 2 and 3. But 3 was broken up into 2-parter, so that one was a year between those. Like damn.
This one's the same thing. This has been broken up too. This is the second half of the final season.
Yeah. So yeah, the final season of season 4 was back in March. It looks like. But man, shit, damn. I don't know. Attack on Titans is one of those shows that like, I'm glad they brought it back, but it's like, fuck, what happened last time? Like it's
well, now
it's kind of hard to remember.
Bleach is coming back later on this year, I believe. So I'm looking forward to that shit too. Like, because Bleach was like really good until like the last season, where it's just like, okay, but this one looks like a return to form, like the next season of Bleach. So
yeah. Well, every time I think of Bleach, I just think of that whole fucking soccer game. Like, oh, even though Ichigo is fighting this goddamn badass cheetah guy, we're gonna stop this and go watch a fucking soccer event. I was like, you know what, fuck the show. Like, I was like, I was done.
Grimjaw Jaggerjack. That was one of the best fight scenes ever. Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
So crazy name. Jabberjack. I love it. That's hella funny. Yeah, so when I need to catch up on Attack on Titan. I have plenty of time in the next 5 days, so it's all great. Where did y'all want to go to next?
Dude, I wanted to talk about Cobra Kai, but
oh yeah. Well,
one thing we're getting season 5. Spoiler alert! There's season 5 coming.
Of course,
fucking great.
Why wouldn't there be? The series is so good. I won't be surprised we get up to 7 seasons. As long as their writing is consistent, we should probably get 7 seasons out of this. Once they start doing shit storylines like aliens come in or something stupid, or like they do a crossover with like, I don't know, Double Dragon characters from the movie or some shit, then I'm like, oh, so bad. Yeah, something stupid happens, then I'll be upset. Or oh no, like if the Ninja Turtles show up, then I'll be like, okay, I'm not.
I'm watching more. I'll go fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. That might fuck me up a little bit and be like, I don't know if I can stick with this.
One thing that's interesting is that, like, you know, some of these characters, especially the ones that are teenagers, they're falling out of that teenager look. They're like more looking like adults, like
well, to be fair,
Miguel,
none of them were really teenagers to begin with.
No, but like they can't. There's no way they can play teenagers anymore because like Miguel, he looks like a goddamn adult.
He does. I mean, but still, it's still pretty. I mean, Tori, she don't look like a kid for sure. I was just like, oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but yeah, this season was really great.
I'll just say that the series is called Cobra Kai for a reason. I'm just saying.
I'm towards the end. Yeah, I'm towards the end of season 4. I'm on the last 2 or 3 episodes, so I'll probably knock it out tomorrow or something. But yeah, I've been enjoying it so far. I'm at the part where they did the little fake out, like they're at the drive-in where they're about to throw down. They end up kind of diffusing it. That was pretty funny.
Did you get to the part where they brought back a character?
Yeah, I mean he shows up in the first episode.
No, not that guy. No. There's the controversy character.
No, there's. I haven't been to where.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one with. So it's the one with the girl.
Yes. I watched the whole series. So,
yeah, he watched the whole thing. I haven't watched the whole thing. Oh, the girl. Oh, if it's who I think it is, then no, I'm not to that. I've only seen one character, and that's Terry. Terry's the only one, but everyone knew Terry was coming back. So
yeah.
I mean, he's on the poster. Like, if you look at the poster, Terry's on the poster. So, but everyone else I haven't seen. But yeah, I just like how Eagle Fang is a hilarious name, and like how Johnny tried to set it up as if it has a long and rich history, but he literally made it up within a month.
It's funny because they talk about where he got the name.
Yeah. Oh, that's like the best. Yeah, that guy's so out of touch, but it makes it funny. I love it.
Yeah. Well, like that one scene where Johnny is having like dinner with Miguel and his mom and his grandma, and fucking Miguel, goddamn, that's the worst fucking cock blocking move I ever saw. I was like, oh yeah, Johnny hung out with his high school sweetheart, his love of his life.
Yeah,
I helped him get a profile. Blah blah blah. It's like, dude,
it's all bad. Yeah, he's all like, dude, but what about all the pictures we took? He's all, you wore a suit. He's all, you bought cologne. He's like, what the fuck? He's all, no, it's not that special. I thought it was hilarious. That shit was all bad.
Carlos have a whiteboard in his office or in the studio.
Yeah, I think he's been had one, but
maybe I never does before.
Yeah, for those of you who listen on the audio, you're like, what? Cronus walked away for a second, so we can see more of his office, but it's all good. What I got to talk about is, well, what were you going to say, actually?
No, I'd say you want to talk a little bit about Boba Fett, like, since he's not here?
No, because he's going to walk in, we're going to be talking about it, because we haven't talked about any episodes, and there's a lot. There's a lot. And I watched today. Did you watch today's episode?
Mm-mm. Ooh, I hate when these shows come out when we do podcasts. It's like,
I love it.
Like, I love it, but it's like shit. Like I freaking forgot. Like I forgot that I don't have time to watch it.
Yeah,
podcast remind me that it's on.
Yeah, yeah. I watched it. I watched it. I stay up until like midnight and I'll watch it, and then that's it. But yeah, no, I got to talk about Star Trek Prodigy. No, it's not about Prodigy being in Star Trek. It's so I guess it's a kids show, but there's a bunch of adults that are arguing about it. It's kind of weird. So Star Trek Prodigy is basically, it's an animated show. It's on Paramount Plus. It is definitely in the future of like future as far as it's after Star Trek Picard and possibly before. If you're currently watching Star Trek Discovery, it's probably either around that time or maybe even further out. It's unknown.
Isn't a captain from Voyager on there?
So yes, the captain of Voyager is on the show, but she's not the captain. She's a hologram. She's a hologram assistant. So she's there to help trainees figure out how to fly, like cadets. So she's there to help cadets and to give the captain advice. Yeah, kind of. But she shows up in true form, and she's voiced by Kate Mulgrew. The ship is a prototype ship. So there's some legit gripes, and then there's some like bullshit ass gripes. So the legit gripes is that it feels too much like Star Wars, which is kind of a legit gripe. But if you think about it, it's a show for kids, and kids aren't going to care about like EPS conduits and like how to calibrate a warp core, like super nerdy shit. They're kids. Kids like action and comedy and like things that keep them engaged and like weird like funny creatures and fart jokes. That's what kids like. So that's what they kind of incorporated. I mean, there is a very, very, very reminiscent character. It's a character that looks very much like General Grievous, but he sounds like Darth Vader. And he has a master, I guess. He was like kind of like he's like decrepit like the Emperor, but he's in like his face is all old, but he has like a fit body, so it's kind of weird.
You can't really say this is like kids wouldn't be interested in stuff like that, because when we were kids, I mean, we watched Star Wars and Star Trek, and like Star Trek, they talk about, I guess, similar things like the Libyan crystals aren't calibrated, Captain.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The show does not talk about that. The show does.
I
The
don't.
show does some actually kind of. No, they don't. In fact, the show starts out with kids being enslaved. I mean, you can argue that they're indentured servants, but they're pretty much slaves, and they kind of break away from their enslavement by finding the ship and escaping on it. They don't steal the ship. The ship is abandoned with no crew in sight. So they end up
Yeah.
finding the ship, and the holographic Janeway helps them like escape from their bondage or whatnot. So it's kind of weird because they are kids, and like when you're watching the
Yeah.
show, the way that they are kept, like I guess the way that they're kept in line is they're not able to communicate with each other because they don't have universal translators, so they can't communicate like universally. They have to speak like using gestures or whatnot, and like the way that the overlord, he has like a, I forgot his title, but the way he keeps it that way is to help them from planning escape. You can't escape if you can't like get people on board to help you
Well,
plan and talk.
that's basically what they did with like slaves. Like they got slaves from different fucking tribes so that they could
Exactly.
communicate with each other.
Exactly, and that's what this. That's how the. That's literally the first episode. The first episode's an hour.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Star Trek Prodigy.
Oh, okay.
So people were like, grown adults are like, this isn't Star Trek. This doesn't. I'm like, dude, it's a show for kids. Like, yes, it's supposed to be fun and action adventure, but it does have some Star Trek feelings as far as the action and whatnot. And one of the characters does resemble Grievous. Another character kind of has like a similar visage to Emperor Palpatine, but I mean, I think those are kind of minor gripes. Um, but the show itself is, I mean, for a kid show, it's actually pretty entertaining. It does kind of add more to the Star Trek lore a little bit because, like, more as you continue to watch, like, more Star Trek alumni kind of show up, sort of. At least in the most recent episode, they did. But there's some interesting new stuff with the tech. Like, they have a shuttle bay that'll craft whatever shuttle you need. Like if you want like a submarine vessel or if you want like some kind of flying vessel, you just tell the computer what you want and your specs, and then it builds it within like a minute.
Like a 3D
So I'm
printer.
oh,
Like a 3D printer.
what was that?
Like a 3D
Yeah,
printer.
literally.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly like that. But it's pretty cool. There's a fight scene while it's printing out a shuttle. It's pretty funny.
That's pretty cool. Yeah,
But
I think I might have watched part of the first one, or I think Kamek didn't like it, but I'm gonna keep watching it because I
so I
really
mean,
enjoy Discovery. So
oh yeah. Oh, are you watching Discovery currently?
yeah, I'm not caught up.
Yeah.
I'm like 2 episodes behind, I think. But
So
yeah,
yeah,
like,
they hit their mid-season break. So
okay.
Wait, so you mentioned how like when they can build different vehicles using
No.
like 3D printing, but then like they have replicas. Like you can make fucking you can go to the computer like computer. I want a fucking bean burrito from Taco Bell from like the 80s, and it'll fucking like replicate it for you.
Yeah, replicate.
Yeah, no, that's not a complaint. It's actually, I think it's actually very smart that they incorporated 3D printing like vehicles, and they do it very quickly. I think it's pretty awesome. But it's just funny to me that grown adults are complaining about this is a kids show, a kids fucking show, and kids and adults are saying this isn't Star Trek. I'm all, this is Star Trek for kids. However, some of the subject material is kind of a little bit more teenage-ish. Especially since they start off as slaves, so it's a little heavy-handed, but it's still an interesting kind of fun show. It does have a little bit of Star Trek lore to it, but it still has like a little bit of zaniness to it, as expected by a kid show. So, but it's still kind of interesting, and it's only on Paramount Plus, so I'm liking it so far. It's kind of weird because it's supposed to be a kid show, but it is what it is.
Well, I think people people that are Star Trek fans, I think some of them are not they don't understand the overall message of Star Trek. It's mostly about altruism and the end of capitalism, and that's hard to digest for a lot of Americans. Let's just be honest. So if you look at the core tenets of Star Trek, they don't even have fucking money in the Federation. Yes, if you want to talk about Latinum, they have Latinum, but the Latinum is only for the Ferengis are the ones that are like super capitalistic and shit like that. It's not like the vast majority of the Federation, and they're all just trying to make all of these different societies better. And when they kind of delve more into that, people get really uncomfortable, and I'm like, it's fucking weird that people think that. And I think that I was watching like some of the reviews on Star Trek Discovery, especially, and it has like 3 stars on I think IMDb or something like that. Like right now, and I'm just like, how the fuck is this show getting 3 stars? Star Trek Discovery is like one of the best sci-fi shows out in a while. It's for me, it's up there with like The Expanse and well, The Expanse is one of the latest sci-fi shows, but there was another one too that I was thinking of. Battlestar Galactica, like the latest, like really good one, but that was the latest one is actually a long time ago. So whatever, I'm dating myself. But yeah, we need good sci-fi shows to come out, and sci-fi shows that talk about tackling social issues in the future. I think is super important, because if you talk about society's thriving in the future, at some point you're gonna hit a barrier of, do we help everybody or do we just help some people? And if you just help some people, you're probably going to be fucked. If you help everybody, you're probably going to be okay. So yeah, and I think that's one of the main barriers for like a lot of people with these shows, is that they're inserting their own sort of misguided social structures into the show. And if Star Trek Discovery Star Trek Prodigy is a kid's show, but it's still, when I was watching it, it still held some of the core tenets of Star Trek, which Gene Roddenberry created. And yeah, if it's not for you, then it's not for you. Just don't watch it. There's plenty of shows that I have watched that I didn't like, and I just don't watch them anymore. I don't feel the need to go on the internet and be like, wow, so much.
Yeah, that's what's so weird to me, is like these grown adults, they watch this show because they're watching with their kids, but then they get on their internet and they just nerd rage. And I'm like, what's happening here? Like, if your kids like it, then let them watch it. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Like,
it's just like they can start. This can be their introduction into the Star Trek universe. They can show like, oh hey, look, there's this other show. Like, check this out. I mean, they might be like, well, how come that guy in the red shirt died? They're like, oh, that's just what happens when you wear a red shirt.
Yeah, you're a target. That's a target.
So you tell them, hey, you got to sit them down. Listen, in this house, we're Crips and Bloods die.
Oh, damn.
So, yeah.
Damn. But yeah, I'm liking Discovery. So the first half is only maybe eight episodes. Yeah. So if you hit Discovery episode 8, then you're already halfway through. With Star Trek Prodigy, I think a new episode airs tonight or at midnight. So they're only 6 episodes in. The first episode is like an hour. Everything else after that is like 25 minutes or whatever. So, but yeah, I'm liking Discovery a lot, especially now because they brought back like spatial, cosmic, like mystery. Kind of like with what they did with the motion picture, but with more intrigue, because like a lot of people die, and the question is, was this a natural phenomenon, or was this a creature, or was this created to destroy? So that's the question they're dealing with this. It's pretty awesome.
Are you talking about the latest season or like the last season?
No, the current season.
Okay. Okay.
I don't want to give too many details.
With the moving thing.
Yeah. Okay. So it's pretty interesting. There's a lot of stuff. There's actually a lot of like kind of heartbreaking stuff that happens in season 4. There's not as much fucking as in the previous seasons, because there's a lot more sex in the current Star Treks.
Yeah, well, I'm remembering now. Honestly, I think that some of the problems that people probably have is the inclusivity of Star Trek Discovery, because there is a non-binary person and definitely, well, actually, like 2 sort of non-binary characters.
Yeah, there's 2 non-binaries. There's the gay marriage.
Yeah.
There's actually several gay characters. Like the main engineer is gay, the doctor's gay. They're in a relationship, and then there's the gay engineer who always pisses off the other gay engineer. They always butt heads, but because they butt heads, they come up with solutions. So people are probably freaking out about that. But
wouldn't Data be like non-binary? I mean, he's a
robot
machine.
So he would definitely
he'd definitely be binary.
100% binary. Actually, no, he'd be quantum.
Oh yeah.
What about what about the
Yeah,
oh, God,
he has a positronic
Positronic matrix. How
yeah.
dare you. Anyway.
what about like the cute people?
Well, they're
The
gods.
board, they're
Borg,
yeah,
Borg,
they're connected to a hive mind, so they're kind of everywhere at once, which is kind of omnipresent.
What would their binary code or whatever be?
I'm pretty sure.
Be like,
Oh, that depends on your.
It should be quantum, but yeah.
Well, no, I guess for them they've taken over people's bodies, so I guess they are kind of gender specific.
They're basically like sci-fi necromancers.
Yeah, your biological and technological distinctiveness would be added to their own.
Yeah, but yeah, I think the whole like the non-binary character and the trans character and the main character being, an African American woman, like just hit people the wrong way. But honestly, the storyline is fantastic. It's a great show for Discovery. And
yeah, I'm liking it too. I like that she has a love interest now instead of like, oh, I'm the working woman. I have to be strong. I can't be, in love. And she actually has a legit partner.
Yeah,
she's not. I haven't watched Discovery in a while just because it's on a platform I haven't paid a subscription for. But she's not messing around with homeboy that's actual fucking Cleon was that just have two fucking dicks.
Bruh, so much has changed since then. They flipped that shit upside down and then turn it right side. That shit's all different compared.
You haven't even seen it.
You gotta catch up.
Fucking at least 2 seasons, probably like 3 seasons. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think I already watched season 1 and 2. I kind of
season 1 and 2 features the Klingons, and after that, it's way different. Way different after that. Completely different. But speaking of which, more sci-fi shit. Blue, you're watching Lost in Space?
Well, I tried to start watching Lost in Space, but I was lost as fuck when I started watching the new season. I was like, wait. What the fuck? Like, what the hell's going on?
That's awesome.
I feel like I need to go back and watch the last season to know where the fuck everything is because I
watched the recap.
When I started watching it,
so Netflix has recap episodes.
So I was watching a recap and I was like, okay, what the fuck? I don't know what the hell is going on. And that's the reason why I was like, I stopped it. I was like, okay, I need to go back and watch the season because I don't know what the fuck is going on. Because in my memory banks, I remember them being able to get off the fucking planet that had the secret fucking alien society, electricity wave, whatever, and then Homegirl taking control of Danger Mr. Roe Robinson robot.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I don't remember why is there other people in the show now?
Oh, so that means you only finished season 1 and 2 and did not do season 3.
Okay.
Because season 3, there's a whole planet, some creatures and shit, all kinds of shit.
Well, I remember there being a second robot that was there that the Danger Mr. Roe Robinson. But I remember them trying to use him as a controller to take them to another planet. I kind of remember that part a little bit. But then
that's season 2. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Then I'm behind the season because I was like, what the hell is going on? But no, it's interesting because Netflix, when I went to go watch it, it didn't say oh hey, you need to finish watching season 3. It shows me that I watched season 3, all the episodes in season 3 all shows a red bar that I watched that episode.
And
when I go back and watch season 3,
that means somebody else watched it. Walter Payton watched it.
Oh damn! Either that or you were super baked watching it and just didn't pay attention.
Or maybe it was so fucking long ago I just forgot.
That too.
But I haven't watched the new season yet. I need to rewatch 3 and then jump into 4.
Oh yeah, I managed to finish it. I actually liked how everything ended. I didn't think they'd even be able to pull off the ending that they did. I was like, oh, so I was like, really, how much are you going to be able to tell? And then it kept surprising me every time. I'm like, okay, I'm on board with this. I like this. And then I wasn't disappointed. I really liked it. I liked the way it came out. So.
That's cool.
All
yeah,
right.
I'll try to catch up on it.
So we need to end this a little bit early because I'm fucking tired.
Sounds good.
And I have to edit this video and audio
tonight
and not fall asleep.
Well,
so yeah, sorry. I've been trying to get to 500 miles in a month on the bike. So
that's a lot of work.
It's a lot of time on a bike.
I mean, you get to 100 is actually pretty decent. I mean, if you get to 100 in a day and get a centennial, that's pretty fucking. It's epic.
I did 31 miles in a day last week. Yeah, that was a lot.
We have to change. We're gonna have to change your intro from choking out on the 3s and 4s to shifting gears on your something. I don't know.
I'll
get back related.
I'll get back to jiu-jitsu hopefully next month at the latest. I fucking hope, but this fucking coronavirus. Honestly,
yeah, man.
Me not doing jiu-jitsu is fucking with my mental health. Riding a bike is helping, but choking somebody is way more helpful. I'm just saying. Way more helpful. 100%.
Trying to kill somebody.
Or someone, and somebody trying to kill me, because over the past year, I've gotten to roll with like a brown belt for more than a few times, and yeah, it's obviously he has the upper hand on me, but we're pretty close to being almost even, and yeah, I miss it, and his family got the Rona recently. So
damn.
So we couldn't roll over the past couple of weeks. I need to reach out to him and see if him and his family are okay. But yeah, it's like I need to get back to doing it eventually. So yeah.
Well, with that being said, like, what else is populating, crackulating until the next podcast?
What is populating? I hope that Russian River bottles their fucking Pliny the Younger instead of fucking having us wait in line this year. So I got an email from Russian River today concerning Pliny the Younger, and I misread what they typed. So apparently they are going to do bottles again this year, which is great. But you have to go there in person. They're not going to sell it online. Why the fuck are you doing this right now? Fucking why? You already know that the reason why you're doing it bottled sometimes is because you know the Rona is fucking raging and the county is shutting you down. So stop with the bullshit and just bottle them and sell them, because this is the problem. The problem with Pliny the Younger and IPAs of this same sort. That shit has a fucking shelf life, and the shelf life is fucking legit. So if you fuck around and be like, oh well, you can wait in line, or we're just gonna push back the bottling date or whatever, it's not gonna taste anywhere. It's not gonna taste as good as it would have fresh from, the keg. And I get that, but you still just sell it in the bottle as early as possible online. Don't make people wait in line and possibly get infected with the coronavirus just to get a fucking beer. Because honestly, I'd much rather take my chances, my PS5 level chances of getting this fucking beer, than standing. I'm not gonna stand a fucking line for this fucking beer at your location to get a bottle of it. If the Rona calms down, because I know that they're pushing it back to I think it's March for the kegs to come out, but even then, the IPA, triple IPA of that sort, the taste is gonna degrade in that time frame. So just sell them the fucking bottles in the same time frame that you were going to before. Let's just get it done. Stop being fucking silly. So,
what's kind of piggybacking off what you're saying is, I'm sorry, it's going back to the norm. The Younger comes out, it comes out at the same time as SF Beer Week, and
missing it again.
That was like an epic fucking time. All the beers you can drink. We had the SF Beer Week. They start off with what's it called?
Opening
Beer Fest.
Gala.
An opening gala. Oh god, that shit was always that shit was always so much fucking fun, with the pretzel necklace and all the different over 100 brew type of beers you can have. Man, I fucking miss those days. Even though I probably couldn't hang as well as I did back then, but yeah, man, it's crazy. Yeah, and the line for the Younger, because they usually have the Younger there, and everybody be in line for the Younger, that everybody rushed toward the Younger. And if you have a chance to if everything go back to normal, getting that VIP pass, that shit's worth it, because you get in I think an hour early. That first hour you just wait in line to get the fucking Younger, but then after that just swarming all the different breweries. It's fucking great. But yeah, man, I wish we can get back to the normal status, because that shit was so much fucking fun.
Yeah, I agree. That's all I got. Yeah, go ahead.
Ninja, what you got with your
Well, for
Corona
me,
ass?
yeah, just sheltering in place, trying to heal up and not trying to die. Probably gonna catch up on all this stuff that I'm gonna have plenty of time since I'm not going nowhere. So be watching a bunch of stuff and trying to game. Hopefully, doing more Back for Blood. So I'm gonna have more time now, and then I'll just be yeah, watching. Oh, we didn't talk about this, but Peacemaker is out like today or tomorrow, something like that. So I'm gonna check that out. Young Justice Phantoms, I think, is gonna be out again. Legend of Tomorrow came back. Oh, and then we didn't talk about Naomi. I didn't get a chance to watch the new CW comic book show that just aired yesterday.
And that's weird.
But it's yeah, so it's on. I'm gonna check it out, see the pilot, see what I think. Give a review next week, see how it goes.
Real quick,
And,
I'm sorry to kind of cut you off because we missed an RIP.
Hmm.
And so Ed Johnson, nerd, on Twitter, he passed away a couple days ago.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
He's somebody that was in like our circle of like retweets and tweets and all that other bullshit. Yeah,
shit.
he passed away. There's somebody that let us know yesterday that he passed away, and yeah, then I went to his account and it's definitely like locked. So yeah, the account is suspended.
Suspended.
Which is weird because it says violating Twitter rules, but yeah, apparently this person passed away, and we definitely did have interactions on Twitter. So.
Oh yeah, numerous interactions.
Yeah.
I had no idea that he had passed.
Yeah.
Wow, that's madness. R.I.P. to him. He was an interesting guy. He had a pretty good sense of humor, and he was very, very into the same kind of shit that we were in.
Yeah.
So, R.I.P. to him. Shit, no idea. All right. Yeah, but that was it. That was it for me, though.
Well, for me, like I said, I picked up I picked up a few games on PSN from the PlayStation Store recently because a lot of their shit was on sale. So I got Back for Blood, which I've been squatting up with you guys. I got Deathloop, which we talked about, but also bought I also got Just the Two of Us, I think it's called.
It takes two.
Oh yeah. You said you got that.
It takes two.
Yeah, I picked that up.
Play with the sweetness.
But I don't have. I need to get a second controller if I want to play with her.
How dare you?
But,
what the fuck? It's a two-player game.
She's not a gamer.
Then why'd you buy it?
Because do you have to play with two-player? Oh, it takes two.
Yes. The game is literally called It Takes Two.
Well, no, because I thought the other player could be AI. Huh? I got a reason to play. I can tell her like, hey, you gotta play with you. Like,
play with her. So that sounded gross. And play the game.
Yeah.
with her. Jesus Christ.
But I also got Jump Force. So Jump Force was dirt fucking cheap. This game was like $4. Yeah, this game was like $4. I'm like, I'm curious on how the gameplay and stuff works. But I also bought Lego DC Supervillains, and that game was pretty cheap too. Yeah, I also got the. I know we talk about this game a lot on the podcast, but I also got the Man Eater. I got the DLC for it. It's like I think it was like $10, and holy shit, like this game is so goddamn fun, and the DLC makes it even more fucking fun because your shark becomes fucking mutated and gets all these kind of crazy ass fucking superpowers, which is it's fucking nuts. I mean, I've already played like probably like good maybe an hour or so, but the fact that they still have they have Jerry doing the narrating from
that was one of my favorite games last year.
Yeah. You gotta get the DLC, man. It's so fucking fun so far, but yeah. Other than that, like, oh man, I've watched Encanto like I don't know, probably like a good 6 times now. Like I don't know why, but that fucking movie's got that grip to me.
Encanto?
God
damn, that was a black ass list,
holy
bro.
Shit. That sure the fuck was. But Eternals dropped on Disney Plus this week. I think it's
today.
It's today, right?
Today. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm definitely going to fucking check that out. But I also watched Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, but I watched it from home, doing through sources that I would not say, just because I don't want to get the Rona and I don't want to go out to the theaters. But actually, I liked it. I mean, the quality of the version I saw wasn't that great, but the storyline and the action and stuff was pretty cool. Like, I think they did they ended Spider-Man well off with this movie. But yeah, with that being said, Odin, do you want to take us out of here?
Side note, the Ultimate Hater, apparently he liked it too. Just saying.
The Ultimate Hater.
Yeah, he liked it. Yeah.
Well, he liked it. He liked it. No Way Home, but he didn't like.
No, he didn't. He didn't like. Yeah, he liked No Way Home, but he did not like Encanto. No.
Yeah.
You don't talk about Bruno. No.
You just experienced Black and Black Times Infinity. Check us out anywhere, everywhere, online with BTI. It's BTHANBTI. You can find us on Twitter, whatever. Check out our official website, benheadproductions.com/BTI. You can email us, btbti@gmail.com, and then we have a Discord. We have an app on Amazon that'll let you know when we go live. You can watch us through that. And on Twitter, if you have a dank-ass question, just hit us up with hashtag #BTI and then at us. Then ask your question. We will answer it live on the air.
All right. We're out this bitch.